In the last 2 months, we have gotten 2 new Topps WWE trading card releases, that being Cactus Jack, the hobby format, and WWE Topps Finest. And in this video, we're going to break down each product and determine what is the best value for your buck. Now, a couple of things to go over here in this video, that this is not meant to be taken as financial advice. I am not telling you to go out and buy all the singles and go buy all the wax expecting to get your ROI back, or expect to get 10 times or 5 times the multiplier of what you spent. This is not meant to be taken as financial advice whatsoever. So please do your own research before buying any type of wax, or investing or buying any type of single for any type of potential flip or investment. And before we get inside the video here, if you see all the cards behind me right here, these are all going to be available for Whatnot, which I do have some Cactus Jack and some Topps Finest singles available for you. It is going to be on Sunday, the time you're watching this video, hopefully. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Check out the link in the bio. If you've never joined Whatnot, you get $15 in free credit to spend wherever you like. And of course, is my direct link tree to my bio, to my Whatnot page. So if you guys want to go follow and bookmark the show, you can definitely go ahead and do that. But with all that being said, let's dive deep into this products here and see which one is the best product to rip. All right, so I'm going to get rid of my face here and do a little bit of a slideshow here that I came up with, you guys. Again, all the links that we're going to cover in this video are going to be linked down in the description down below, except for the comps of the sales. That's going to be courtesy of Car Ladder, which no paid promotion. I'm not sponsored by them. That is just the app that I use for tracking sales. So again, everything to like checklist, product details, things of that nature, it is going to be linked all down below if you guys want to go check them out for yourself. So before we get into, the nitty gritty of these products, it's important to talk about the history of the products. So of course, with Topps Finest, if you're not familiar with Topps Finest, it has been around all traditional sports, but it is primarily bigger within baseball itself and has been since the 1990s. And it's considered its first chrome set. Its main focus back then was to be known for its design, insert refractors, and on-card autographs, which we're obviously going to see that translate into the WWE product to keep up with that same lineage. Now, Cactus Jack, obviously, if you're a wrestling fan, you are well aware of Travis Scott and Cactus Jack. Obviously, it is based on the IP of Travis Scott and Cactus Jack, and you see that style hit the cars. Now, this is the new set to hit the WWE line, so there's not a lot to talk about when it comes to the lineage of it. Other formats do exist, that being the WrestleMania 41 format. If you're not familiar with the WrestleMania 41 format, basically, if you're at WrestleMania 41 at the superstores, you were available to get a product of this. It's a lot different from what we're going to cover right now. That was only 2 packs, I believe, like 8 cards per pack or 4 cards per pack, something crazy like that. So a lot of money as well, very, very expensive. And it's now we do also have Cactus Jack MLB, which is very exclusive, only exclusive to if you do attend Fanatics Fest, which they've done in the last 2 years now. So not a lot of history when it comes to Cactus Jack. Obviously, you're well aware of Travis Scott and his run-ins in WrestleMania, and also, being part of the John Cena heel turn, which is a big part of this product as well. And I think it's a little bit what's kind of hurting it and affecting this product, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. But yeah, this is the history of the product. So I thought it was very important to talk about that before we dive deep into like box configuration, sales, etc. Now, these are the current price of wax and the box configuration. So again, these prices here right now are courtesy of David Adams. The prices that have been dropping a little bit for Cactus Jack, because if you guys are aware, this was pushing like $400, $450 on release day, even beyond release day as well. I think even the EQL was beyond $400. So it is dropped down, which again, I'm pretty sure it's an effect of, Cactus Jack not being that popular amongst WWE fans and or collectors. And of course, Topps Finest, because these came out merely within about a month from each other. And right now, Topps Finest is sitting about $474.95. Topps Finest here was on EQL for Topps sitting like $270. So we're looking at a little bit of 2.5x. So for Cactus Jack, as far as the box configurations here, you are looking at 20 packs, 4 cards per pack. And Topps Finest, you are looking at 6 packs, 10 cards per pack. So you are getting 20 more cards when it comes to Cactus Jack. Now, as far as the base configurations here, box configurations here, for Cactus Jack, you're at least guaranteed 2 base card refractors, 1 base white card refractor, 4 number card, 1 base red and black refractor, or like the Played, and 1 base black and yellow refractor. It's a 100 base set as well. Topps Finest, you're getting a lot more cards. You're getting 6 base uncommon cards, 2 base rare cards, 8 inserts, 2 base refractors, 1 base checkerboard, 5 base parallels, and 2 autographs. And it is a 300 base set. So obviously here, as you can see, you're getting a lot more parallels, a lot more inserts. And the big thing here is you're getting 2 autographs. With Cactus Jack, per box, you're not guaranteed an autograph. From the rips that I was seeing, I was watching a lot of breaks on Fanatics Live and on Whatnot as well. Basically, a case was coming with autographs, 3 to 4 autographs per case, which is crazy because those came with 12 boxes per case. So not every box comes with an autograph. So if you're spending this price here, be wary that you're not guaranteed an autograph. You can pull some great looking cards, some great inserts, and of course I have overlays of all these cards here. But you're not guaranteed an autograph, which I think is also what's hurting the product as well. Topps Finest, while you are guaranteed 2 autographs, it is a bigger checklist, so there may be some autos of some guys that you don't want, your Tony D'Angelo's, your Axioms, no disrespect to those wrestlers, but I mean, if you're spending this price here and you get those 2 autos, it can be a little bit rough. So again, that comes with ripping wax and buying into, expensive wax. So I think that was important to recognize, each box configuration. Now let's talk about the parallels. So like I mentioned, I mentioned a couple of the parallels that you are expected per box here, and you can see the big difference between Cactus Jack and Topps Finest. So Cactus Jack here, of course, you have your refractors, red and black refractors, white refractors, black and yellow. Then you have your speckles out of 325, purple 250, aqua shimmer 199, teal laser 175, blue out of 150, blue starter out of 125, greens out of 99, yellow mini diamond 75, gold refractors of 50, the Cactus Jack refractor, one of my personal favorites, out of 41, orange refractor out of 25, the blacks of 10, reds of 5, and super refractor 1 of 1s. Now, with Topps Finest and why their parallels and why their base structure is so higher is because there are different rarities. They have different base card rarities. So there's commons, uncommons, and rares, which is what you're seeing here. So you have your base common refractors, common refractors, checkerboard, blue checkerboard. I'm not going to read all this here, but you can see there is a lot. So that's where, spending the price of wax here, potentially with Cactus Jack, while it is a little more expensive, there is a bigger potential opportunity to get, a Cactus Jack number 41 Rhea Ripley base card, and then here, getting a Maxine Dupree, or there's a lot of card, believe it or not, in here. So, I mean, that's the hit and miss with a lot of these products here is, and it's common now with Topps Finest and having all these parallels. Not saying I'm not a big fan of it, because again, I am a big fan of Topps Finest. I do like it a lot. But it can get confusing sometimes, and it also does create a bigger collection that you need to build. So if you're a set collector, things like that, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards just in the base commons. And if your superstar has more, there are some superstars that have more than just a common. So if you need to go get those as well, so it can get a little bit pricey when it comes to that. And I think, honestly, in the end too, it can create some confusion. Like, for example, here, golds for me are always going to be out of 50. So you see here, you got your gold refractors numbered out of 50, but you got base rare refractors numbered to 20. So that can create some confusion there. Golds here on the uncommons are out of 25. Golds on the commons are out of 75. So it can create some confusion. I did talk about that on my podcast, Collecting the 1, 2, 3 with my co-host and with Babyface Breaks, which if you want to go check that out, again, link is also in the bio as well, or in the description as well. So it can create some confusion because, again, Topps and Fanatics, they try to create, a continuity with their, with their numbering and things like that. So I think in the end, this can create some confusion. Again, a lot of cards, a lot of things. So if you are a rainbow collector or a rainbow set builder, there's a lot you got to build here when it comes to Topps Finest. And now when it comes to the insert, so this is courtesy of, again, everything's coming from David Adams, but this is going to be Cactus Jack. So for Cactus Jack, you got the Astro Knights, Festival Fury, and Famed Phantoms. And of course here, these are all the parallels that you can get within these inserts as well. So greens to 99, golds out of 50, orange 25, blacks to 10, reds to 5, super fractors. Rodeo Rebels is, again, 75, 50, those that being the green and the gold, orange 25, blacks to 10, red refractors to 5, and super fractor 1 of 1s. And of course, I'm going to have some overlays of what, majority of what these cards look like. Insert cards when it comes to Topps Finest. You got a little bit more here. You got 2 more extra. You got Showstoppers, Intimidator Finishers, the Turn, and Full Segment. And of course, here we got above insert card parallels here. We got here the refractor, checkerboards, die cuts, golds, blacks, reds, super fractors, and of course, we got case hit inserts. We got dark energy, double exposure, and Wolfala. For some reason, unless I missed it here, David Adams didn't have the case hits, but for Cactus Jack, the case hits were the Kings of the Night and Trance Technicians, where those are very, very hard to hit. They're very, very hard from all the parallels that I saw. And what's a little bit tough about Cactus Jack right now is, for whatever reason, there are still no odds. So I don't know what the odds of, hitting a Kings of the Night or hitting a Trance Technician. With Dark Energy, Double Exposure, and Ulafala, we do a little bit know about that. Dark Energy, from what I saw, and what was, again, everything that be down link down below, is about 1 to 7-ish packs. So about roughly 1 to 2 cases. Double Exposure was the second rarity, and the Ulafala is 1 out of 240 packs, so, or 480 is one of those. Again, go check that out for yourself if you want. But Ulafala is the harder insert to hit. Double Exposure, second hardest, and then Dark Energy is one of the more common inserts. Even though that is one of my favorites, it's focusing a lot on the supernatural characters. So you guys know I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan. So there is the Fiend Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt 6. There's Papa Shango, Boogeyman, Paul Bearer, Undertaker, Mankind, Kane. I believe, Kane is in there as well. So there's a lot of great, again, the supernatural, which fits the spooky season right now. When it comes to Cactus Jack, again, not a lot of inserts, but these are some of my favorite inserts. The Fiend Phantoms is one of my favorites here. Love that card, especially with all the black tees or the black crosses, if you want to call them there. Very, very cool. Fit the spooky season as well. I put one on my Instagram as well, one that I have in my collection for Uncle Howdy. The Astral Knights, kind of having that steel cage refractor, is a very sick one as well. Rodeo Rebels as well, a nice looking card. So in my opinion, honestly, these both hit when it comes to the inserts, because Showstopper is a nice one there. I do like the Intimidators. The full segment, it's a little bit of a hit and miss. Not a lot of great cards in there, minus from the Bray Wyatt. The Turn is a cool one, obviously focusing on heel turns from babyface to heels. Finishers is okay. The die cuts are pretty cool. I will admit though, it is, if you get one of these parallels, it's kind of hard to tell, especially if you get a refractor or a checkerboard. Those checkerboard are really suck in that design, so it's really hard to tell, if I'm being completely honest, which kind of turns me away from them a little bit. So if I would be honest, I am a bigger fan of the insert cards in Cactus Jack, minus from the Dark Energy. I think those, obviously I'm very biased towards those. I do like those a lot, but if I was to give it a point to any product here, I'm definitely giving the point to inserts to Cactus Jack. So now let's go into sales. I know that's basically what you guys have probably been waiting for this. So these are, again, all these sales are courtesy of Card Ladder. Right now, we're just focusing on some of the inserts that came from Cactus Jack. So of course, this was the Kings of the Night here. This one of the Rock sold for $5,500. The Super Fractor here of the Festival Fury for Tiffany Stratton went for $3,500. The Super Fractor here of Jacob Fatu, that went for $1,725. We're going to focus on this card. We're going to talk about another one here in a little bit. Trance Technicians, a very short printed insert of Liv Morgan, went for $960. Another Kings of the Night here, Bray Wyatt, went for $350. And then a Trance Technician of John Cena went for $405. Again, there may be some bigger sales here or some more sales here for certain different cards. These are the ones that I just, wanted to highlight here. Of course, that's also one of the John Cena heel. That is the John Cena heel turn, so I thought that was a cool one. Again, it's focusing on Cactus Jack, so that's going to be why. And again, it kind of gives you a closer look here at some of the inserts of, of some of the bigger names and super fractors and case hits. Now, with autographs, we've seen some big sales with the autograph and autograph inscription. So, of course, we had the super fractor here of Jacob Fatu on the Cactus Jack with all gas, no brakes. Yada Mean with Jacob Fatu on card as well, went for $6,999. I actually saw this one being pulled live. This was pulled over by my good friends over from All Sports Breaks, so that was an insane hit. We got 70 Curry going for $1,100. Again, just a base autograph, but again, that price is that price right now because she doesn't have a lot of autographs right now, and this is the only product, again, in the Topps product at least, that only has her autograph. Her La Primera autograph inscription, that went for $15,000. Kevin Owens here, like I talked about here, has a lot of autograph inscriptions here. So this pink one here actually just sold here for a little bit over $1, over $1,000 here. I own many pink shoes. Jordan Grace, again, doesn't have a lot of autographs in any other set. This is her debut in WWE products. Her 101 Super Fractor went for $10,500. And like we talked about here, Penta, who doesn't have any autographs in Topps Finest, but is still in that set, his base refractor autograph here, not even numbered, went for $365. Again, crazy, but that price is that price because, again, he does not have a lot of autographs in at least WWE products. And now on to Topps Finest. Again, a lot of these sales I'm going to be honest, maybe inflated because right now we're about 2 weeks into the product. So there's not a lot of sales to really write home about as far as of right now. I'm pretty sure as people start getting more of their breaks in or, ripping this product, we'll probably see a lot more sales here. But there's just some notable sales to talk about here right now. So while Julia does not have autographs here, her rare card, her superfractor, went for 1,150. This actually just sold a couple of days before recording. The Ulafala, again, what we talked about here, one of the more short printed, that is the short printed insert and case hit in this set. Roman Reigns went for $735. There was another sale as well that was like a little bit over $500. Again, I actually just saw this card being pulled again by my good friend here, by Babyface Breaks, who we've had on the podcast from Also First Breaks. So shout out to that guy who pulled that card. Bailey Superfractor 101 went for $700. That is just the common. The Fiend Bray Wyatt, again, this is the Dark Energy case hit. Again, I'm a big fan of that. Sold for $699. A Jacob Fatu Superfractor on the rare went for $1,750. Again, citing for her, while there isn't autographs in her cards are still selling for a pretty big amount here. Her rare finest card out of die cut out of 25 went for $410. So, I mean, we're still seeing some pretty big sales for these cards here, despite not having autographs, and we're seeing some pretty big sales on some of the superfractors and on the case hits. But again, these prices may be a little bit inflated. I don't think this one is, because these are the harder to pull, but these here, just because they are a little bit more common, maybe a little bit inflated right now, so I think we could probably see that drop down a little bit more. And now, like I talked about here with the autographs, these are some of the better looking autographs. So, like, look at this rock card. That is just a sick card, like Attitude rock card. This one here out of 25 went for $2,650. The Triple H here, he does have autographs in the set. His autograph prescription, the Cerebral Assassin and the Kings of the Kings, haven't came out yet or haven't hit. So we are focusing on one of the bigger case hits that were also in the set here. The Triple H, like basically celebrating Triple H here. This went for $2,300. Liv Morgan redemption auto win for $566.49 on the Topps Finest Moments. She has a lot of redemptions in the set. Just obviously she's been out of WWE television, and if you guys don't know, obviously Topps collects a lot of these autographs when they're at these events, and she's obviously been off TV due to her injury. So that's why she does have a lot of redemptions in the set, and also in Cactus Jack. Then focusing here on Rhea Ripley, there is a Black Refractor 25, the Finest. This is probably my best, the better looking one here in my opinion. I love the Finest autographs. This is really clean in the black. Obviously just fits Rhea Ripley. That went for $550. A gold out of 50 went for $425. I did see a base card of Rhea Ripley sell for $100. So that to me is criminal. Even I think these prices too are a little bit criminal. I think a gold, I think that would have been worth a little bit more. We can see here not that big of a difference from the gold to the black. And then of course here we got going back to some legends here. The Undertaker out of 50 going for $303. Again, classic Attitude Era, like Dark in the Ministry type thing. I absolutely love this version of the Undertaker. That's probably, again, one of my favorites. So the fact that they got this image here and are focusing on that style of the Undertaker, absolutely insane. One of my favorite inserts here. Again, the Finest is fit really well. So there you have it, guys. That was my breakdown of Topps Chrome Cactus Jack WWE and Topps Finest WWE. Now, if you would ask for my personal opinion as far as what product I liked a little bit more, if I'm being completely honest, just because of the rarity aspect, we really don't know what the odds are. So if you get like a big hit, I would give that to Cactus Jack. I like it a lot. I said that on my podcast as well, so you guys probably already know that answer if you guys tuned into the latest episode. But I really do like Cactus Jack a lot. Right now, we've seen some prices go down in the wax. We've seen some prices go down in some of the inserts and parallels. But I think over time, we are going to be seeing that product be a little bit more beloved as time goes on, and we see that a lot. We see that happen a lot with other sets and other products when it comes to other sports. So I do like Cactus Jack quite a bit, but that's not to say I don't like Topps Finest. I do like Topps Finest as well. I think if you're looking for a product that you're guaranteed, you know what you're gonna get as far as of autographs, parallel structure, things of that nature, then obviously Topps Finest may be the product for you. For me right now, Topps Finest is just very, very expensive for what is guaranteed or lack of not guaranteed when it comes to, again, those autographs. While, you are guaranteed those autographs, if you pull, I hate using these two guys as examples. These are just the two that are coming off the top of my head. But if you pull like a Tony D'Angelo, a Nathan Frazier, Axiom autograph, like that is a rough box. But on the flip side, if you gamble and you pull a Sonny Vaccaro auto, then obviously you've done pretty well. So I guess that's just, where I'm at when it comes to this. Again, the answers are great in both products. Again, the parallel structure on Topps Finest can be very, very confusing. The oddity in the structure can be very confusing as well. Again, I come from the baseball side, so I'm pretty familiar with the parallels and structure. But if you're a new collector, things like that, I can see where you can be confused and just create, a bigger collection for you to build. So, if you like that, great. If not, this set might not be for you. So it just depends on what you like. I'm a very simple guy. I like simplicity, so I think that's why I am a little bit in favor of Cactus Jack. But again, not to take away anything from Topps Finest, it's still a great product. It looks like a fun rip. I haven't ripped open any of these boxes. I've just joined in a lot of breaks for both of these products, but Topps Finest does look like a fun product to rip. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer Cactus Jack? Do you prefer Topps Finest? Sound off in the comments down below. And of course, if you guys want to see more videos, it's been a minute since I kind of sat down, make like a breakdown video, kind of going over cards, sales, etc., things like that. If you like this kind of content, again, sound off in the comments down below. Make sure you do leave a like on this video if you do. And make sure you do not forget to hit the subscribe button. We're close to over 800-ish subscribers. So the push to 1,000 is real. Can we get there before the end of the new year? Hopefully we can, fingers crossed. That would be cool if we do, but if not, it's no sweat. And again, if you guys haven't yet, go check me over at Whatnot. All these cards here will be available on the stream at the time you're watching the video, October 5th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So go check out the stream. Link will be down below as well in the description, along with every other link and useful resource that I used for this video. If you stay tuned for this whole long, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.